What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I come to you guys barefaced because I really just wanted to talk through this whole video to give you guys it's not my very first impression, but I used it once, so it's still kind of fresh. I am coming to you guys with the new release from Fenty Beauty. I have the concealer, I've got the powder, so let's just dive on into it. All right, so they just released these new products. I wasn't gonna waste any time. I went on ahead and picked it up on the day of the release. However, this is the moment that I'm able to actually sit down and film a video for you guys. For reference, my foundation shade is 250. I tried out the 250 concealer. However, it was like my perfect skin tone. So it would be really nice to like spot conceal and stuff like that. However, I typically don't use foundations in that way. I don't really care too much to have like a perfect coverage. However, I do like brightening up my under eye area. So I went on ahead and I picked up 235, which is a new shade in the foundation. And then they came out with the, well, obviously, that's why we're here. So yeah, 235 is like the next shade under 250 that is warm. I know there's one or two maybe that are in between 250 and 235, but this was the next shade down that was a warm tone. All right, so we can go on ahead and get started. I'm gonna do the mix that I always use. You guys have seen this on my channel before. If you are new here, welcome. You haven't seen this before. So what I do is I mix the Fenty foundation and the Melanie Mills body, what is it called? Gleam Body Radiance. This is in the shade Rose Gold. I just put like a small amount, and this kind of helps add a little bit more dew to the foundation because I do feel like it's a tad too dry for me. So I go in with about 2 pumps, and like I said, like a pea-size amount, and I'm gonna work that in all over my face. All right, foundation is laid. Now let's go on ahead and move on to the concealer. Like I said, I really just like brightening up underneath my eye. I'm not doing like any sort of elaborate foundation, any elaborate eye look or anything. But as you can see, this is like the perfect shade. I really like the warmth, and I like the texture mostly. It kind of reminds me of the NARS Radiant Creamy, what's it called? Creamy Radiant Concealer, but it's just not as thick, which I appreciate. All right, and I am going to blend this out using a sponge, which is typical of how I do this. And to set underneath my eye, I got the powder in, I didn't even tell you guys what shade. I got the powder in the shade Honey, just to use as like an all over face powder, but I'm gonna go on ahead and use my typical mix to set my concealer. All right, I'm gonna go on ahead and do my eyebrows off camera, and I will be right back to show you guys how the powder applies. All right, so I am back. I went on ahead and just tossed on a basic eye. I didn't do anything spectacular. As you can see, I just got like 2 colors in brows and lashes. All right, so let's go on ahead and get into the rest of the face. I pulled as many of my Fenty Beauty products as possible so I can create a full Fenty face. All right, so we are going to go on ahead and get into this powder. So I ended up picking up Honey, and to be honest, this might be a little too dark for me right now. I could see this working for me in the summertime, but the main claim is this is supposed to be a true translucent powder. So I did use it once already, and like I said, I did feel like it was just like maybe a touch too dark. However, blended out really well and like making sure that I get down my neck, it was totally fine. But let me tell you. So the issue that I always have with a powder, because if you guys follow my channel, then you know that I'm always looking for a good powder in general. I'm just always looking for a really good powder. So what I like about this powder is the tone, like how yellow it is, because it's hard to find like a medium toned powder or medium shade powder that has enough yellow. So with honey, listen, like whoever is creating the colors for Fenty, just bravo to you. So overall, I just like the look of the powder. It does have a slight fragrance to it. If you know what the foundation smells like, that's exactly the smell. So yeah, that's the face. Yeah, it might be just a tad too dark right now, but like I said, as long as I'm using it lightly and blend it out really well, I feel like it's still okay. It's not like I'm trying to wear blackface or something. I would describe this powder to be like a demi matte type of powder. It's not super drying at all. The day that I wore it before, I actually had a full day in the salon on a Saturday. So I was pretty busy, was using a lot of hot tools, and everything just sat on completely flawlessly. I got so many compliments on the color. Everybody was like, oh my gosh, that glow, like what is that? It was Fenty. It was Fenty. Read. You got the game on lock. All right, so let me go on ahead and finish up the rest of the face. I'm just going to use this Milani bronzer. I'm still waiting for Fenty to come out with a bronzer. I'm not a big cream contour girl, so I don't have any of the matchsticks in the natural colors anyways. I have one like highlighter, but that one I really just kind of use when I'm like running out of the house real quick, nothing major. All right, and for blush, I'm gonna pull from, I believe this was from the spring collection last year. This is the Mimosa Sunrise and Sangria Sunset. I'm gonna use this orange shade as my blush. And then of course, if you guys have been on my channel, you already know this is one of my all-time favorite highlighters, with Hustler Baby as like my face highlight, and then I always use Mean Money as like an inner corner and brow bone highlight. All right, and to finish the look, I am going to use this lip combo, the Mademoiselle Saucy, then Vecre for a lip topper. You guys, this is giving me real summer vibes. I know it's not appropriate for what the current weather is like, but I'm feeling it. All right, so to close out this video, I just want to give you guys my final thoughts on these new products really quickly. As for the concealer, I absolutely love the texture, love the coverage that it gave. I will say with this, a little bit goes a long way. For me, when I used it before, I felt like I used just a little bit too much. And since it is a little bit more on the creamier side, it will settle into the lines underneath your eyes if you have any. So definitely keep that in mind when you use it. As I was saying, I absolutely love the shade, love the formula. It's definitely worth a try. All right, so as for the powder, listen, I feel like, again, I told you guys already about how I feel about the shade. I feel like the shade is like the perfect golden shade for the yellow babies out here. Absolutely love the texture. One thing that I didn't touch on was the amount of product that's in here. I want to say that this is going for either $32 or $36, but I had to compare it to other powders that I had that were probably more inexpensive, but there are 28 grams / 0.98 ounces. So you almost get a full ounce of product in here, and that's a lot of fucking powder. So I will have this baby for a really, really long time. Actually considering going back to get, I think it's the banana shade to use up underneath my eye. I just like to use up products before I buy more, but I've definitely been looking for a powder, so I snatched this baby up. But yeah, I give all of these definitely an A+, plus. So that is everything for this video. If you guys like these quick review type videos, make sure that you hit this with a thumbs up. If you would like to see something specific, definitely comment down below. And until the next one, I thank you guys so much for stopping by. Make sure that you subscribe if you are not already, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.